Well, here we are, Donington Park, testing day, about a month before the Donington Park race. Been out, finally on track, and enjoyed driving the car. 20 laps or so, managed to keep it on the black stuff, and relatively pleased with our performance. Glad to have got the first session out the way. Looking forward to going out a little bit later on. Glorious sunny day, and couldn't ask for better conditions. Here we are, Yusuf, Microbyte. Fancy bumping into you here.
Howdy, can't believe you arrived.
I know. Well, I was really surprised to see the car out on track, and I thought I recognised that name. So, perhaps to start off, let's talk around the car that you've got here today.
Well, this is one of our track cars we use, and we decided to brand it up, as you can see, and it really does help create opportunities for customers to come together. And it's bizarre, but in IT, a lot of people seem to love motorsport and having a race around. So it was any excuse to bring both IT, other MSP companies together, but also Microbyte customers. So, small businesses, of which far more than I expected were interested in motorsport. So it works super well. And believe it or not, a lot of business does seem to come off the back of it, because it's about creating those opportunities to spend time with people, often outside of, I think, technology. Monday to Friday, you can talk sales all day long, you can talk about IT, but really the best conversations happen when people are relaxed. And when people are relaxed, that's when you learn what really matters to them and what matters to them as far as their business goes. So, this is what it's about creating opportunities to bring people together. We often like bringing multiple customers together as well, sometimes from different sectors, because there's always overlap. And that, obviously, as an MSP, helps us kind of interweave solutions for people in different sectors. It's like you think about the first 24-hour gyms that came along. So, that concept was invented ultimately because somebody went to their hotel room, saw, I wonder if I could use this card in a similar situation for something else I want to gain 24-hour access to. And so it was a cross-pollination of industries. And I think that is what creating events, creating solutions that are a bit off the beaten track. They really help people think outside the box, bring people together. They're relaxed. So basically everything I've already said. That's why we do it. And on top of that, we love it. We get a little bit quicker every time, and you meet some interesting people.
Absolutely, you never know who you're going to meet up and down the paddock. Absolutely, and we of course know each other, have known each other for some years now, and we occasionally meet at an IT conference or event. Yes. So this was really great to see you in your natural habitat, shall we say? So I know you've had this car for some time, and I've been wanting to talk to you about how you use it, and I guess the other thing that our viewers, listeners may know or will learn shortly, that you effectively have two businesses. You have Microbyte, which serves the end user customers, and you also have White Label IT, which supports other MSPs, IT support companies, managed service providers in delivering service to their clients. So effectively, you are a keeper and poacher combined. So how does that work when you put these events on? Do you have customers, both MSPs and end users, coming together?
Yes, I mean typically, you separate the two. So we have cars with white label branding and we have cars with Microbyte branding.
Oh, right, okay.
Not that means much, because it's a social event. Nobody really cares, but it is clear, as with all event management, I suppose, to be really focused on who you're trying to bring together and what you're trying to get out of it. So we found that actually keeping other IT companies together works better when you're getting together for a track day or whatever. And then in terms of the Microbyte side, which is your standard MSP, again, like we said, it bringing customers together of maybe similar sectors if they want to share knowledge, or even sometimes different sectors. But there is, for us, definitely a divide, and that's what it has to be. White Label is a service provider for MSPs doing out-of-hours support and overflow support around the clock. So it's a very different demographic of client. Ironically, so many more MSPs in general that I've met are into motorsport compared to our general customer base in Microbyte. So I think there's something there in terms of the crazy guys that run MSPs also like to be crazy on track.
We were saying earlier that the MSP can stand for Managed Service Provider or Motorsport, subject to how you interpret it. Perhaps you could show us a little bit inside the car then.
Yeah,
in terms
absolutely.
of first of all, how does this differ to a regular road car?
So this is a VW Scirocco. It's an ex-race car. It used to race in something called the VAG Cup, so the Volkswagen Cup before it was disbanded. So this has been in a variety of races and won many. We use it for track, but as you can see, it is fully stripped out and kitted, and it is what it says on the tin, really. We've got a V-box there, and your batteries in the cabin. You've got your extinguisher, so all ready to enter a race should you wish. Obviously, we don't encourage our customers to do that right away. And if you point to the back, you'll see it's got an expansion tank as well for endurance races, which I believe is something you're going into very soon.
Absolutely, yes. And I'll have to invite you down to our garage, and you can see how this compares to the Ford KA race prepared.
Would love to.
We have some similarities. Roll cage, racing seat, harnesses, fire extinguisher, V-box. But the gear shift lever actually puts me more in mind of the British touring car configuration.
Although it isn't a sequential gearbox, it is just a longer lever for quicker shifts. So it's for easier access, so you don't have to reach further down. But it although it looks like a sequential, it isn't actually.
And a digital dashboard?
Yes, full readout, all links to the V-box. So you can have things like lap times, predictive lap times, lap count. It can all be downloaded to a PC, of course, and then you can analyse where you're slow, when you're faster.
Brilliant. Yeah, this is beautifully prepared car.
Yeah, we actually, funny enough, we met the guy that built it. Complete coincidence at Brands Hatch last year, which proves what a tight-knit community motorsport is, I think. And today, obviously, we've got Wing Skoda over there, one of our customers. We met the guy that built their car as well.
No way.
Everybody does hang around the tracks, it seems.
So this car also was has a racing pedigree?
Absolutely. Both in the same, came from the VAG Cup, and very similar specs, although either the car is faster or Justin, my friend and customer, is faster. I'm not sure which one. I like to think it's the car, but
I think as it's your customer, it's the customer that's faster, right? Like when I go go-karting, I always get the Duff one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, wow. And we also have another client car here as well, a Caterham. You were talking earlier how your interest in motorsport had rubbed off, and
it only took a couple of track sessions, and then another customer decided to join the club, and they bought this wonderful bit of kit, the Caterham 420. Very quick round the track, very light. Very different experience, obviously rear-wheel drive compared to our front-wheel drive. But as you can see, very, very minimalist, and a real driver's car.
Yes, no windscreen wipers, but no windscreen either.
Nothing. All you've got is this little wind deflector, and that's all you get.
Beautiful car. Really glistens in the sun.
Absolutely. And no, this is where we spend as many sunny days as we can. It's great to see you here too.
Indeed. So what's next for you on the racing or motorsport calendar?
Believe it or not, first time ever we've not got anything else booked.
Okay.
But we try to get one in a month at least.
Okay.
So we'll likely be at Bedford or Snetterton next, I imagine.
Okay.
And then hopefully back down to Brands as well. There's a lot of tracks to choose from, but you've got to calculate it sensibly because some of them are quite a long way away.
And my final question, actually, you're multi-industry insofar as serving both MSPs and having an MSP yourself, but you're also multi-country with your office in Dubai. Any plans to do a track day further afield?
It's a very good idea. It could get pretty expensive in Dubai. We've done some single-seater racing out there, but as yet we haven't opened it up to sort of any customers. But now that you mention it, maybe something we could look at. Right now we've kept the US and Dubai to go-karting only,
Right.
which keeps costs down.
Okay.
But yeah, I think we get a bit more comfortable in the UK first, then we might think about exporting it.
Yeah, good. And not that I'm angling for an invite, but really I am. Brilliant. Well, it's been really great chatting to you and bumping into you here in the paddock, and hopefully catch up again with you very soon.
I look forward to it.
Go well
Thanks very
today.
much.
Thank you.
People, what they do is that they grab the stick shift like this, yeah, and they grab gears by pulling and pushing. I'm gonna try to stay that's right. Pulling and pushing like that, and when you're focusing on driving, and it's the first time, one of the main beginners' mistakes is that they look down at the gear, then they hold it tight, and then they try to move it, and then they go back and looking what's happening ahead. There's a little technique that I was taught by one of my coaches. That is basically like you want to push with your palm and then pull with your fingers. And this way the gear just goes immediately. Now the game is obviously if you want to go in first, you don't push straight, a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Then you go into second and you pull, third, fourth, fifth, and you don't need to look at anything you're doing if you do it this way, you know? A lot of people just grab it from the top and then move basically with around the gearbox. You just want to do a weird movement, you see? And obviously there's no problem in grabbing the knob, but just don't grab it in a position that is going to slow you down. So you go in first gear, second, third, fourth, fifth, fourth, third, second, first. And that's it.
So, Luca, delighted to meet you today, totally by accident.
Yes.
Although you, of course, know the owner of the Cartina, David, who is very kindly our cameraman as we speak. So, Luca, I was transformed by the half an hour, 40 minutes you spent with me today.
Thank you.
This is my first time around Donington Park, and I just feel so much more confident having spent time with you, and really appreciative of the time.
Thank you.
For our audience, perhaps you could talk through some of the novice issues you found with my driving, and
Absolutely.
perhaps some of the advice you gave me.
Okay, so the thing is, I've worked with a lot of private customers in the past, and there's always 3 or 4 issues that I could say group everybody. The first one is the positioning in the car. We all have a different way we prefer to sit in the car, but as I was showing you before, there are slight adjustment that one can do to find extra time in the car. So, and when I mean positioning, I mean all that has to do with the driver driver and the car, and the way they interface with each other. So the way you move your feet, the way you position your feet, or the way some people try to do heel and toe and stuff like that. The way you position your hand on the gearbox, the way you position your hands on the steering wheel. So that was something that I always keep an eye on first thing first, because it also tells me the experience of a driver. I had no issue with you. Your positioning was well. Some things that I would have done different are more pertinent to me, because we all are different as drivers, and therefore we all have our styles and preferences. But on the, let's say, first basic level where I assess my drivers, you seem to be doing all right. The second thing that we worked on, it has to do with line and track usage. A lot of people, like for example, even Mega before, struggle with most of the time is using 100% of the track available, and designing a line around the track that allows them to carry as much momentum as possible while minimizing brake time and coasting time. So that's one thing that we worked on together. For example, down turn one, once you started to move a little bit closer to the white line on the outside and then going onto the brakes really to the very last moment and pushing really hard, that's when you're capable of designing a correct line. We're using the track the best way is, you have the best way you can. It's the first way to find time, because without changing nothing to your driving, positioning the car correctly and designing the correct line, it's all. Then when it comes to how the driver drives the car actually, and how the drive reacts to what the car is telling them, the first step before we go into the advanced stuff is always braking and accelerating correctly, while also giving the right amount of lock when turning. This is one thing that we worked on together, is learning how to put the right amount of pressure. One thing that I noticed when we started is that you were being very polite to the car, and that's something normal. We don't want to. David gives us a thumbs up, but we don't want to. In this situation like today on a track day where we are acclimatizing to the car and to the track, it's absolutely understandable. But in other situations when it's time to find time, then being polite to the car is an optional, you know what I'm saying? So braking really hard a lot later than we've done before, that was very good. And I think the one thing that we improved a lot together today was cornering speed, the minimum speed around the corners. That I tried to make you work a little bit more in some places like turn one, or try to be very quick on the brakes for turn 7, I believe, the blind right-hander. That's where something.
Yes.
That's where I feel that you've improved quite a lot today compared to the other tracks.
Yep.
And also like all the hairpin, when I jumped with both of you guys, you were still downshifting into third into the corner.
Yep.
While as you noticed, like by using the track more, you don't need to downshift to slow down the car ulteriorly, because you can draw a line which is a lot more fast, and you can carry a lot more momentum through that. So basically, this is the 3 steps that I always analyze on my first day out with a driver. And as I said, I had no issues with the first one. Your driving positioning in the car was perfect. When it comes to understanding how to behave on track and how to use the space, it was just a question about maximizing what we had left. And then all of the bits about accelerating, braking, and actually getting the car around the fastest way possible is something that we built up on. But I'm pretty happy of the time that we managed to find today. And as I said, it's all minor stuff. I promise you, I worked with a lot worse customers. Yeah, that's brilliant. That's how I can say.
Brilliant, and that's music to my ears, because I can't tell you how anxious I was this morning coming here, and I said to everybody that I spoke to about this, all I want to do is keep it on the black stuff and bring me and the car back in the same condition that I took them out in. Yeah. So I think we've achieved that, and with your help, feel like I've actually got some speed to me as well. So really great. So just to finish up, perhaps you could tell us a little bit about your professional racing at the moment. I believe you're racing around Europe,
yes.
They say.
So it's funny because in 2021, I was literally doing the same exact thing you guys are doing now.
Okay.
I've just after COVID, I've managed to meet Taylor Norton, a friend of mine, which was connected to Autotech, which is the sister team of LDR. And I've done my first EnduroKA race there, here in Donington, back in 21. Now, things have snowballed since. In 22, I moved to saloon car racing, and I ended up winning the British Coupe Cup Championship. And that basically was my final step to tell myself to go full-time racing, basically. Yeah, sorry, man. Yeah. So what happened is, Once I won the title and I proved myself something and getting the first couple of podiums, I said to myself, you know what, I'm going to try to talk to my sponsors, build up new relationships so we can step up and see if I'm worthy of it. And now we're racing in the Iberian Supercar Challenge, Championship, also called Southern European Championship. Is an SRO licensed championship where we race with GT4 cars. My car is a Ginetta G55 GT4. Okay. And we're currently sitting third in the Spanish championship and fourth in the Portuguese one, which is not bad for two rookies, me and my teammate Gracies. And yeah, I'm absolutely loving it. I was never, the first time I jumped into a KA, I never expected to be in the position that I would be in today. But it's been a long way. But I love it. And who knows? Maybe one day in 4 years I'll see you there too.
In 4 years, that would be amazing.
I'm pretty sure.
So yeah, I'm currently focused on 4 weeks' time, which is hopefully, fingers crossed, touch wood.
Yeah.
My first race here, so looking forward to that, and hopefully we'll see you during that weekend as well.
I'm absolutely down for it.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, guys. Yeah. See you later. Bye.
You started your MSP to help business owners master technology. Isn't it time you were rewarded for that? MSP Finance Team helps hard-working MSP owners finally get the profit, time, and control they deserve. With better financial and strategic insight, you can make better decisions, leading to more control, profit, and time. Our approach is unique. We focus exclusively on MSP businesses, and we meld bookkeeping, CFO as a service, accounting, and mentoring to help you get started, scale, or sell. We bring you the freedom to focus on what's important, whether it's growing your business strategically or enjoying spontaneous moments with your family. So visit mspfinanceteam.com today and take the first step towards financial mastery. Because when it comes to your MSP finances, it's not just business, it's a numbers game.